Hello my dear Aquarius, this is your love and spirituality reading for the time between January 16 and January 31st, 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I want to wish you a happy new year or happy holidays for everyone that has a different calendar. Thank you so much for the year that has passed by and for all of your beautiful support. So I used the Tarot of the Hidden Realm by Barbara Moore, and it's illustrated by Julia Jeffrey, and I will start shuffling your cards. So when I open your deck here, I see the Seven of Cups and the Fool. So it seems like Aquarius are afraid to make a fool of themselves. You are afraid of the feelings that might come if you express vulnerability. So that's normal. So you're totally normal, Aquarius. Okay, so I call the Divine with Love and Light. And here we have the Knight of Swords. So this is how you try to handle this without maybe cutting away your emotions. And that's still normal, but it's not the greatest way. It's not the best way to do it. It's not the most healthy way. It's not the way that will make you the most happy. To be aware instead, Knight of Swords, be aware. Knight of Swords is usually a little bit temperamental, thinks a lot, thinks that they are very smart and they are very hasty in their decisions. So they might do something irrational here with these emotions. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't want to be a fool to anyone. It's totally fine to be a fool to anyone. It's totally fine to be humiliated or to yes, to find yourself in a situation where you don't win, because it's kind of good for your ego, because your ego is not it's not fitted to feel humiliation or shame or things like this. So if you feel a lot of that, your ego will probably die and leave room for your soul. But then we have the part where you put boundaries to others people and how they are allowed to treat you. That's another thing. So I think you can start to feel those feelings of shame and humiliation and being a fool to love and all those things. Just let it in. You don't have to tell anyone. Okay, you can still keep your dignity that way. And I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world. And here we have the Hermit and the Seven of Cups. This is better. This is when you go deeper. This is when you take the light of your attention, the sword that the knight held, and you held it inside, not for hurting yourself, but as a beacon of light. And you search through your inside and you feel the spot where it hurts, where you feel humiliated or shamed or not loved enough. Maybe you love someone that doesn't love you back, and it makes you feel like you are a fool for love, for example. So go inside and feel it out. Okay. And I call the six elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Aquarius viewers. So you have Knight of Pentacles here with the Six of Wands. So it's something that you want to build. It's something that you want to, it's like a long-term project where you want to express yourself in a way that would make a win-win situation. So I think you have the best intentions and you love maybe someone that doesn't feel the love back or give the love back. And this is of course a very tricky situation, but it seems like you have the best intentions, Aquarius, with this. You want to be loyal, you want to express your love and maybe make a win-win situation. For those of you that have been very scared to do this, maybe you have left other people out in the cold feeling neglected or shamed or humiliated. So it's easy to do that when you yourself are filled with these emotions, because you think that love is like a competition. Who will win? Who will show the least emotions? Who will show the least affection, who will show that they are not at all into this. In the ego world, that's the one that wins. But in a world where we want to be happy, the one that wins is the one that can be showing what they have inside, like, this is how I feel, and be grown up about it. If the other person doesn't like add up to those feelings, if the person says, well, I just want to be friends, then you need to man up and woman up, or and really become grounded. Okay, so I take your word for it. I don't fully believe you, maybe, because I feel the love so strong, but I will wait for you for a while, but I won't wait for you forever. So that can be a way to walk around this and you know, still have the love there, not denying it, and also handle your feelings of humiliation if you can be the bigger person. Okay, so I'm yes, it's ready. I just had to feel it. I was talking too much, so I forgot about checking the deck. Maybe I did. I forgot about that too. Okay, so tune into your reading, Aquarius. So, my dear Aquarius, the second half of January 2018, sorry, have to get used to the new year as well. Okay, so this is your future. And this is your now, and this is the past. So here in the past we have the Four of Pentacles. So that's a wish to keep yourself safe. We don't go to parties where we don't know people. That is outside our comfort zone. We don't sign up for a competition on a level which we think we can't handle. It's out of our comfort zone. So this is your comfort zone, and we have Queen of Wands here and the Ten of Cups. So I think that it might be that some of you Aquarius have been too much in a comfort zone, maybe leaving someone else out with all their passionate feelings here, and making them very sad, and maybe ignoring you, or someone has done that to you, Aquarius. That so this, it's hard when there's so many people. I feel I'm being pulled in so many different directions. So for some of you, it's time to get out of that comfort zone. For others of you, it's time to set boundaries. Okay, so how do you know which one to do? Okay, if you have been not investing fully in a different situation, you have only like done it half, like half invested your soul, half invested with your passion, half invested with your love, then you need to come out your comfort zone, because you're not really alive. And if you have been doing everything in your power to make the situation you dream of to come to fruition, and the other one didn't help, then it's time for those boundaries. Okay. This is the now. That was the past, December, first part of January. So December 2017, first part of January 2018. And here in the now, the second part of January, we have the Blasted Beach. So that's the Tower card. We also have the Wheel of Fortune and this Knight of Pentacles with the Seven of Cups and the Six of Wands and all those things. So I'm thinking there's something cooking here together with the Divine. They are going to force you to do something brave, probably. Okay, they are going to force you to become more brave, to show bravery in some area of your life, and to shake away everything that is about the ego and just leave the soul, because the Divine has a plan for you here, you see. Okay, so this is in the future. The future, it's February, and here we have the Five of Pentacles and the Shadow Dance and the Fool. So you see, and here's the Strength card. So you see, this is the feeling of being left out in the cold and humiliated. Maybe being the one that was totally in the dark about your partner being in love with someone else, maybe without cheating, just being in love. That can make you feel very humiliated. You can also be very humiliated if you still wait for someone to come back, but they have already gotten a new partner. that situation that's very humiliating. And here we see the Fool and the Strength card. So this is about being the bigger person. So what can we say with the Fool? The Fool doesn't hold on to anything or anyone. They live their life in passion right now. And to be the bigger person, to be a very strong and grown-up person, together with the Fool, I think it's like you're set up for magic. It doesn't matter if your partner fell in love with someone else or your ex got a new boyfriend. It doesn't matter because here you have this superpower, your soul ability to probably create whatever you want in your life. But we have a Seven of Swords here and the Hermit. So it's something, it's like you don't know about your own abilities, so therefore you don't put up, you don't list yourself on this in this competition where you really could have been the winner. So for some of you, it might be that you have lost someone, but they really want to be with you. Okay, so but if no one says, if no one tells, if everyone keeps silent and act like they don't care, so then that chance is going to go wasted. So this is your past, Aquarius, and here you have the Eight of Swords. So Eight of Swords is again this with following all those human codes and human rules. It's a lot of swords, eight of them, and it's like this eternity symbol with the eights going back and forth like this. So it's usually how we learn. Society has been learning by setting up new rules. Okay, if we do that, by experience, if we do that, this is the outcome. So your parents will say, don't do that because this is the outcome. And all the youngsters, they want to do the mistakes for themselves. But here you have really listened to the society and listened to all those shoulds and shouldn'ts. And it's actually keeping you a little bit scared. You were listening too hard, you were listening too much. So now you are almost afraid to live your own life. You're not taking chances. You're not showing your inner riches because you are fearful of the consequences. Because you have learned that that your actions always have consequences, and it's true. But we still don't want to be playing dead, okay? And here we have a Six of Cups. So with the Eight of Swords together with the Six of Cups, it's this 8 again. You're reminiscing about someone from your past, probably. You're reminiscing about also maybe a hurt from the past. It doesn't have to be a person. It can be something, a memory of something that hurt you, like a situation that you have learned from, that this was, you have been conditioned, we can say. So, for example, if you were in 3rd grade and you were in love with a boy and that boy totally blew you off. Okay, so from that day, you might have been really scared to confess your feelings for someone. What you learned in 3rd grade might not apply to your life right now. So sometimes this is irrational fear, and every fear that we have, we need to investigate it. We need to go to the bottom of it. Every time you find a fear in yourself, like, oh, I'm really fearful of flirting with people, then you should do nothing else but flirt with people for a year to come. Okay, to practice on that and to be really good on it. Not just take that one occasion when you got blew off, or the 10 occasion where you got blew off, and instead see how you can become more skilled on not being blowed off. Okay, but I for most of you it will be that you reminisce very hard about something from the past that might give you this sweet, tender memory, nostalgia. I don't know with whom. We have the Four of Pentacles here, so it's kind of a secret, I see. And here we have the Lovers. So yes, there's someone here in the past that it's like there's still love there. I'm starting to feel like I'm repeating myself with this long lost love. As I said to Cancer, it's like it has been going on for 6 months or so, this with lost love. But I guess many of you are going through just this, and I just need to tell you what's in the cards. And we have the Lovers here, and 6 of Cups, and the 8 of Swords that's being stuck in a a loop of thoughts. Either you can't stop thinking about a person, or you can't stop thinking about how they hurt you, or you can't stop thinking about how you miss them but never going to speak to them ever again with the Eight of Swords. It's like a person being, it's like you are being trapped in your prison of your own making, like the thoughts have made you a prison, but love is there, so love is calling you. And you should always follow love, even if the swords that's hidden underneath its wing might hurt you. That's Khalil Gibran, the prophet, because love is not only for your happiness, it's also for your growth. So love is always right. It wants to take you on an adventure that might teach you one thing or two. Okay, so that was in the past, and it's Aquarius are reminiscing about a long lost love, or a long lost love might reminisce about you, but mostly maybe you are thinking about how also to perfect your relationships, like to make them really good, but you're doing so through the head, and with the Eight of Swords that probably doesn't work. It just makes you more entangled. You need to also feel to be able to solve this. You can't solve it with just your little head. You need to use all of the subconscious, that's like your hard drive, and not just the awakened memory to solve this. So it's like when we say sleep on it. And it might be that you have had, maybe you're dreaming about a person that you have been together with. So it might be like this energy is coming back. And it doesn't have to be a person from this lifetime either. It might be with the Six of Cups being the past life and the childhood card. It could be a past life lover that you are starting to have a very strong connection with, but maybe you're very afraid of love, you're afraid of passion, because you have shown passion at some occasion and it didn't work out for you. Okay, so here is the now, and we have the sun here, and it comes underneath Eight of Swords, so that's very good. That's very healthy. You see, the shadow to your light. Okay, it's time to put the shadow into the light. Okay, you need to see what it is that's holding you back. So you can just watch this in yourself with the sun here. You can just see how you're acting in different maybe social situations, how you shy away when you see a good-looking guy on the other way of the street, and you're acting like you just saw something interesting in the side of the streets where you are, because there's some fear there. Or when a person that seems perfect for you, this woman comes out and talks to you, a lover, a potential lover, or a potential friend, and you just act very cool because you don't know their intentions. So you think that they will make a fool out of you. So those situations, it's time to put some attention to. You had the Hermit when we shuffled. Now you also have the Sun. So the Hermit is just your inner light, like this awareness, but this is awareness from your soul. So it beats the awareness from your mind. So you're going to wake up here, Aquarius, more and more, and see more and more of the limitations that you are put for yourself, and how you are frozen a little bit. So I sense that this water here is a little bit frozen. The next card here is Five of Wands, and Five of Wands is usually the reason to why we shut up and don't show what's inside of us, because we don't know if the other person has the same agenda. Maybe they have another dream for them. Maybe they are in love with you are in love with this person that's in love with the other person. So this is the fear that we have, to not be accepted, or to not to be like be faced with the truth that we are so much unlike each other. We want there to be some kind of meaning with it all. If you fall in love with someone, it should be some meaning behind of that, and the other person should fall in love with you too. But unfortunately, our 3D reality is rigged in a much more exciting way to make you grow as much as possible, and not to just make you jump and always fall into this this meadow with the flowers and falling this soft, but maybe falling from a tree like dunk, because you don't you and the other person that you dreamt of didn't have the same goal. You were seeing things from totally different views. So Five of Wands is this with different cultures. You can have different cultures even if you're two siblings in the same family. Different way of talking, different way of viewing things, different way of looking at love, different way of valuing love versus work versus family, original family or friends. So it can be very different. And for someone that's very hooked here with the love, it might be very precarious to tell this love to someone, and you don't know if they might not have the same interest in you. But you see, this card is very luscious. So the divine wants you to have this experience. It's nothing dangerous about it. To express your love for a person and they don't express the love back. You have lost nothing. The only thing you have lost is a little piece of your ego, and the ego is leaving room for your soul. And when your soul comes in, you're going to be so much more cool and grown up and less dramatic and much more problem solving from a greater perspective, and just see, okay, so this was how it is, and just accepting things more. So it's rigged for you to be a little bit brave and take whatever comes, because if you are brave in doing this, you are going to experience something that your soul wants to experience. You decided that you wanted to experience this before you went down here. So if you miss out, you need to go down another life and fix it. So try to be a little bit brave here. Five of Wands, Two of Pentacles. Okay, it's still this springtime, but it's like it's on a halt. Maybe you need to convince someone of the deep love connection that you have together. Maybe you're waiting for them to get it. Maybe you're waiting for them to grow up a little bit too. We see the Two of Pentacles here, and it's like one person is waiting for the other one to mature and to grow up and to take a second step with this. You might be hooked up with someone that is not that brave, and it might be, for your cross watchers, that might be Aquarius, or it might be you, and it's same for Aquarius. It might be you or the other person. Someone is very passionate and nostalgic, but the other one is much more careful and scared. And when you're scared, maybe you don't admit to the love that you're feeling. It doesn't mean that you should be all foolish and believe that, well, if he says that he doesn't love me, but it can't be true because I'm feeling it. Take the reality of the situation. If the person says, I don't love you, take it as they don't love you. And if they start to act funny, like they do love you, they can't stop texting you, they can't stop asking you out and things like this. It might be that either they are not aware, they are in dreamland, okay, they are sleeping, so they are not aware of their own action. They haven't like wake up just yet, or it might be that they think that, oh, this person I can use to not feel so lonely. So always take a person's word for it when they say they just want you as friends, or they are not in love with you, or they don't feel the way you do. But don't become all messed up because of that. If you like the person, there might be other options. You might be able to be friends with them. You might be able to. This might become your best friend in your world. So don't toss them away just because they didn't give you this love back. And also, there's another thing, and it's this with you are waiting for them to wake up. So then you don't want you to be all like burning all the bridges. If they are to find out like 6 months later that they actually do have these feelings for you, They just weren't there just yet. So take things a little bit cool. Try to not be too... I said that you should always trust a person's word for it, but sometimes you shouldn't. It's like I'm turning my coat after the wind here, but if a person says I love you, but they showed otherwise, they are still not being... always the words and the actions need to be aligned. So whenever the words and the action aren't aligned, don't allow that person into your life to a close inner space. Okay, then you are allowed to have your boundaries and keep yourself in the comfort zone, because the words and the actions need to always align. If they say I don't love you, but they show that they love you, you can't trust this person. If they say that they love you, but they don't show that they love you, you can't trust this person. And you tell them, I can't trust you. Your words and your action is not aligned. You are not being authentic. It's like this person isn't awake. Okay. And blasted beach might mean that they will wake up, and you just have to wait. And here is your yes, future, this boring card with the Seven of Pentacles. Wait. So being stuck here it's like being stuck in mud, or even worse, something even more sticky. And here's the Sun, so being aware of being stuck, and the Seven of Pentacles, waiting. So both the Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles is talking about divine timing is at work in your life, and there's some things that need to be torn down first, like those walls around certain people or you, to make you feel whatever it is that's there for real behind your masks and your protections and your survival skills and how you pretend. It's like many of you needs to wait for a person to wake up. They're probably going to cooperate with you better when they are sleepwalking like they have been. It's impossible for them to know their true self. Okay. And it might be the true self that you fall in love with, and then everything else was a surprise. Like how detached they were. And here you have the fairy stallion, so it kind of promises you that there will be a time of waiting, and then things will start to happen. There will start to become some more adventurous actions in your life, and it's about taking two forces and being able to pull them together to go to get the show on the road. So it might be you and another person. You might already know that you love them. This person needs to find it out because they're a little bit young here in this department. But for this Chariot, this relationship to move forward, both needs to be on the road, aiming towards the same direction. So the Five of Wands needs to be like Ace of Wands. Okay, one direction, one thought, one mind, building some kind of platform between you two. But it's 7, 7. Sevens are always challenges, so it's going to be a rocky road. You can see the rocks here as well. So try to be very mature and cool, and stay with your emotions so you won't become so dramatic and overreactive. Because if you're dealing with a person that's just about to wake up, you need to be a little bit sensitive, so you don't drive them back into the dark corners of... the shadows again. So try to be a little bit gentle here, even if you want to twist their little head. Okay. Yes, Page of Wands. This is someone freshly waking up. Okay, they are just about to get their nose above the water, or finally see something like more spiritual with themselves. It's actually very beautiful. I'm almost tearing up here. And it's the Five of Pentacles, so it will probably trigger both of you to growth. Maybe first you felt left out in the cold, and then maybe you had to leave them out in the cold, and then you were not able to step away because the Eight of Swords is kind of keeping you prison there, and the love came back like whoosh here. The Tower, it's like the divine wants to tear down the ego with a person or the thing that blocks the sun. You see it's very dark here, very light here, so it's like you're getting help to take away the shadows or the mist or the illusions that's covered this person's mind or your own mind. And then things are going to happen here. There's going to maybe be some communication coming through about some kind of conflict that you might have had that have kept you both stuck in time, not being able to move anywhere. So it seems very lucky. It's just that now it's very important that you keep yourself cool and step into your strength and your adult abilities, like being able to be the bigger person seems to be very important. Okay, so I'll take a card for you from the Wisdom of the Divination cards, Oracle cards, sorry. Here and now. Yes, here and now. It's like with the Fool, here and now. So 32. She sits on an egg, so it's something that wants to be born here with this pregnancy, and it's past and future, and she is sitting in the now. And it's a doorway there. You are something. It's hard to read. It's very little. You are here. Yes, you are here in the now. Some of you might be advised to read Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now. You can find it on audiobook. It's also on YouTube for free, but I would urge you to buy all of Eckhart Tolle's audios, because they are really good, and you can listen to them when falling asleep, because usually if we haven't make this big jump of awareness, we will find him to be someone that you can't understand. Okay, but when you listen when you're sleeping, your subconscious will process this before it will reach your awakened mind. And for some of you it will be easy, and for some of you, you have already read this book. So being fully present in the moment, living one day at a time. Everything happens in the now, in the present. Only this moment counts. You have what it takes to handle anything today if you let go of the need to look into the future or reflect on the past. Be present and notice what is going on right now. So if a person comes back freshly awakened, don't bring up so much of the past or the future. And remember that this person is fragile, and you might be really angry with them. They might have hurt you and abused you when they were in the shadow land. But give them a chance, a fresh start to make something better this time. So try to forgive and forget a little bit for a while. If they start to do the same old crap, you know what to do. Be present and notice what is going on right now. This very moment has the potential for you to create miracles in your life. It's easy to yearn for a love affair or friendship you may not have right now, one that is more romantic, more fun, more reliable, more passionate. The good old days are gone and new days has dawned. Let your heart trust that you have everything you need right now, whether you have the relationship you desire or not. Tomorrow is beyond your reach. Yesterday cannot return. The now is all that is available to you. Stay present and aware that in this moment, as you cherish and approve of your beautiful self, you are a magnet for love. Spirit is madly in love with you right now. Did you know that? Turn to Spirit to feel the joy of love in the here and now. So it seems like it's a very powerful situation here. It's very vibrant. It's like vibrating with this all these possibilities. And if you are caught up with how everything have been in the past, like you have never met that person that could give you this what you needed, or everyone always misunderstands you, or whatever it is that you are hooked up on, like your story, try to put it down, because this is a moment in time where you could actually choose a total new story. You can see this on many of your friends, that they have a different story than do you. For some, it might be really hard for them to manifest money, or it might be really hard for them to manifest love, or different things, but it will be different things for different people. You can have a friend that has this most crazy love stories, and the same thing appearing again and again. Always it's the mother that doesn't approve of her being the girlfriend to this mother's son, for example. The same thing over and over and over and over again. And that never happens to you, or it's you that is always happening to. But we all have our same stories. And I feel that this is a time, if you can lay all those stories down, that you can find a total new story. And the old doesn't have to repeat in your future. There's something new and fresh. And anyway, and now it's all there is. We don't really have a past. Grandmother Dragonfly holds the wisdom for you. It's for Wild Kuan Yin Oracle for you, Aquarius. And we see all the dragonflies here. It's this new. It's like one day and everything will be changed. Everything will be new. So you really need to start to dream your life into fruition from the here and now. More positive. Stop reminiscing about the past. Write it down so you don't forget it. Write a book like this you need to know in case of danger. So you can write it all down, like how the world has been cruel to you. And when the world is cruel to you again, you can read that book. And then you will get your memory back and you will know what to do. It's the Eight of Swords, like all those things. You have been collecting a lot of experiences so you could use them later if you were in the same situation again. But if you want to create a total new circumstances for you, you can't stay in this situation, but you can still keep the knowledge. You don't have to forget the knowledge. Write it down so you can go there whenever your new relationship or your renewed relationship break down again. So if it doesn't have to, okay. So Grandmother Dragonfly holds the wisdom. I take delight in life, particularly life that is unexpected, where new life springs from old, and that which seems to have ended in resurrected into new form. So what have ended might be resurrected into new form. Yes, this is what we saw. I am bringing you a resurrection now. That which may seem to have ended will yet yield something of value, something of benefit for your life journey and divine success. Keep your heart open and remain in the present moment so you can enjoy the gift that will soon be resting in the palms of your hands. Okay, so for all of you that had a speech ready for your returned lost love, to say to them, go to hell, maybe you need to rethink that, okay? If something wants to, it's like you need to review something again. It was something that can't come to fruition, that has the ability to come to fruition now, because maybe both persons are ready. So forgive the past. The past was when you and them were unaware. And this doesn't have to be a love situation. It can be family, friendship, everywhere where love is present. So my dear Aquarius, I hope this helped. I want you to take really good care. And I want to wish you a happy new year. And I would also like to tell you about my new website, www.queenofcupstarot.se. So SE is for Sweden. So you can check it out. Okay. So happy new year and bye-bye.